I do have a question because you're like 4 years younger than me.
Yeah,
Have you dated women outside of like that bracket? Like, have you
I
talked to
have.
someone older?
I have, yeah.
And has been a good thing for you, easy thing for you dating older women?
You
I'm not
know,
older, but I'm 4 years older. You're like a
yeah,
baby to me. You're younger than my little
I
brother.
get that a lot, but it's just one of those things where, you know, age is just a number
Okay.
when you, especially when you're around my age or whatever. But, yeah, I mean, it was cool, whatever. It was cool. It's just,
They
I
gonna
feel
keep
like older
popping.
women could do a bit controlling because it just feel like I'm older, so I know better. But other than that, you know what I'm saying? It was definitely an adventure.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another exciting episode of An Older Man That's Me, Marvin Kane, reacting to the popular dating show Pop the Balloon or Find Love. Now, I've got to be honest about this episode. I've seen it already. And usually I do not see the episodes beforehand. But what just happened 5 minutes ago, we had a power outage on the island. So unfortunately, my comments, I am reproducing them because when we pulled the video back up, we couldn't hear the audio. So we lost the audio and then the video didn't play all the way through to the end. So we have to make a new video. And this is a new reproduced video of a video I've already seen. So I'll be giving my honest reactions. And because I'm just a person, some things I already know, but I'll pretty much stick with what I spoke about in the beginning of the previous video that you will never see. So if you like what we say, put it in the comments. If you disagree with what I say, put it in the comments. Help us grow our channel. Hit the subscribe button. Share this video with a friend. Now, the way this works is I give my opinion about a man or a woman that Arlette's about to introduce, and in this case, it's a woman. So as the woman comes out, I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to look at her appearance, which speaks before she actually opens her mouth, and I'm going to give you my reaction to that. So here we go as Arlette is bringing out our first single lady. And these are our 9 guys.
Hello, welcome in. I'll have you hold this. What's your name?
Alexis.
Alexis.
Okay, so I let her get her voice out. I already heard her voice. This is Alexis. And right off the top, I don't like her outfit. It just doesn't speak the proper message. What it says to me is she's stuck in time. She is. She is not a bad looking woman. She is not even a badly shaped woman. But she's just revealing a very sour message about herself. She could have did better. She could have, because it's dressed to impress. I'm not impressed. That's a woman that I wouldn't even want to go up to because it just reeks arrogance. Her whole persona is that she wants to be better than the next person. I believe like some people come on this show and they see themselves as the prize. She thinks she's the prize. She's not the prize. She is a participant in this dating game with all these other men and with Arlette. So she's just a part of the segment. She's not the segment. Like some women say, they're the table. She's not the table. It's what is she bringing to the table? To me, it's obvious. She's not a very complicated woman, but she wants to be. She's the type of person who's not going to tell you everything, but she's a great talker. She's just going to be mouthing a bunch of words that have no real depth or meaning because she's hiding, just like she's hiding behind her makeup. She's hiding behind that wig. She's hiding who she is because she don't really know who she is. So we're going to see if we can get a little more information, and I'm not being critical on her just because I've seen this show already. I'm being honest. This is exactly what I see with this woman. I see someone who is very shallow. And look at how she's looking at Arlette. She's not looking at her directly. She's got that head tilt to the side. Like, hey girl, how you doing? Stay over there. Stay over there. She got that kind of look, right? And one thing I do appreciate about her, she's definitely someone that can follow directions because she came and stood where she was supposed to stand. And she didn't check the microphone to see if it was on. She just took it, she got ready. But let's see what happens when she interacts with these guys. I don't even know these guys.
How old are you?
I'm 28.
28. And what do you do?
I'm a licensed nail technician, so I do nails and feet.
Okay. And what do you look for in a man?
I like tall men, intelligent men. I like men who have ambition, who like to travel. Yeah, so I'm looking for a best friend. So,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
That's cute. She's looking for a best friend, but he has to be tall, he has to be intelligent and ambitious. Not a bad mix.
And now, what do you like to do for fun?
I like to travel, so I like going to the islands. I'm from Jamaica, so I like to go back home. I like to go back home often. I like to eat, so I like trying new foods. I like good ambiance. I like elevated experiences. So just some of those things, yeah.
I will definitely say, out of a lot of women that I have seen, she does nails. She does her makeup very well. And her eyelashes, they actually fit her face and bone structure and facial structure. They're not so big that they're distracting or they look like the eyeballs in jail, as you hear me say often. But her makeup is done really, really well.
Right. And now, so what are some of your deal breakers when it comes to a man?
Main deal breaker is kids. I don't have any, so I can't really date a man with kids.
Okay.
So unfortunately, that's one of my deal breakers.
Okay. All right. So we did get a pop balloon.
Okay.
Let's go on over there and see what's going on.
All right.
All right. If we can have your name and age.
Hello, I'm Prince and I'm 26.
And Prince, why did we end up popping our balloon?
I got two beautiful babies that I'm, very proud of. So, for sure.
I understand. It's no hate to people with kids. I just feel like I used to do that in the past, and it didn't
Right.
work well for me.
Right.
So I know you're probably a great father, so it's nothing personal.
That
You're
part.
handsome, so yeah.
Appreciate it.
See, when people talk like that, to me, it's like something she did in her past and she's had a bad experience. She's not healed. When you're healed, you move on. The past is the past. You let it go. It's gone. It's forgotten. You're looking for something else. And if there are reminders, yes, we have lessons learned in life. But if there are reminders, you recognize that this is not the same person that hurt you.
Okay. And now, Prince, why did you have your balloon unpopped prior to her stating that the kids were a deal breaker?
To be real, I really wanted to hear what she had to say and kind of get an idea of what kind of person she is. I didn't want to be shallow and just pop it because, she may not be normally what I'm into. I kind of wanted to hear her out and see, if she had any depth, what she's about.
Are you not into dark skinned girls? Like, why did you
Nah,
say that? You said
it's
it
not.
a little weird. Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Nah, it's not. Chocolate is beautiful.
Okay.
He's not talking about your complexion. He's talking about your body size. You came out here and presented yourself as a thick woman, but you're older. You're 28. You're not 18 years old. You don't have that same body. It's just the wrong clothing. Come on. If you're trying to win men over, don't have the belief that men only care about what you look like. We care about what's in the mind.
It's more so just, I don't know.
Okay.
It's just not what I normally go after.
Okay. I respect it.
And is he your type?
Yeah, he's handsome. Yeah, if he didn't have the two kids, I think I would go for him. But yeah, unfortunately, I just don't have any. So that's just one of the main things for me. But he's handsome. I'll give him a
Appreciate
chance.
you.
Thank you.
What I like about what she just said, remember in the beginning, she said she likes tall guys, intelligent, ambitious. She mentioned those type of things. He's not a tall guy, but she's willing to say he's my type because she can be a genuine person. I think she's a genuine person. I think she's out here looking for love, but her presentation is just not right.
Okay, so we still do have quite a few unpopped balloons. Did you go ahead and did you have a question to go ahead and ask the guys to help us narrow it down?
Ooh, okay, that's a lot of balloons.
Yes.
Let's see.
I can't
Maybe
believe
one of the
more
questions
haven't
I would
popped.
ask is, what are some of the traits that they're looking for in a woman? Like, I'm a very strong woman, so I like to take the lead sometimes, but I like to work with a guy that's, willing to work with my flow. So not necessarily
That's right,
modern,
Pop.
but not super traditional.
Okay, now when you say take the lead, what do you mean by that?
So I want someone that is not afraid to do things that are outside of the box, out of society's norms. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be completely invested in that relationship and them to do the same thing. So, like, I don't want to feel like if we do have kids, I'm the only one doing the child rearing,
Okay.
I want it to be a contorted effort, like, together. So, yeah.
So your question was, what do they look for in a woman?
Yes.
Okay. That's
So she's a modern woman. And I don't think everything's all bad with what she says. She's an independent woman. She likes to do her own thing. She just don't want to be in prison. She's heard all the horror stories where the man is off playing with his friends, playing video games with his friends over their house, and the wife is home dealing with the kids, playing with the kids, being entertained by the kids, entertaining the kids, and that is not fair. She wants a partner. So she didn't really say anything disruptive. She's just saying, look, I want to work together with someone. Like she said, my best friend, your best friend would definitely be there with you to help out.
Start right over here. Your name, age, and the answer to her question.
My name is Preston. I'm 29. And respect.
Okay, just respect.
Respect.
Okay.
That's a cliffhanger. He said, I'm Preston, I'm 29. Respect. Where you going with this, Preston? That's all he wants is respect. Now he's got to explain it.
Okay, so you want someone to respect you, you to respect them.
Yeah.
So like your boundaries?
What are my boundaries?
Yeah, like you want someone to respect your boundaries or just respect you as a person?
But more so like, treat someone like you would treat your father. Like,
Okay.
like as respect.
Okay.
Like I'm not gonna be like overbearing nothing, but like if you ain't
Okay.
gonna disrespect I'm not gonna disrespect any woman, period.
Okay.
But just respect in the whole.
Okay. Understand. Okay.
She's scary. Okay. She's not really listening when she's saying that. She's actually condescending. Like, that's just not enough, dude. You don't have a lot going on. But what's really challenging to me is how she questioned him about what he meant, but it was the way she questioned. It was like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Respect on one side? It was just too interrogatory for me.
Okay, let's go over to our next guy. If we can have your name and age, and what do you look for in a woman?
Marcus, 29. Somebody who's patient and understanding.
This guy has to be a manager or something. I like his voice, his style.
Those are good traits. I think those are amazing to have.
I need those.
Yeah. I'm going to need someone that has a lot of patience. So.
Okay, me too.
Okay, so that's good. I like that. Okay.
Your name, age, and the answer to your question.
How you doing? I'm Connor. I'm 27.
Okay.
There's a lot that I want in a woman, but one of the main things is vision and the ability to push someone's vision or push your own vision, because it's very easy, just to be lost in the minutia of life. So you got to know where you're going.
Are you looking for a supporting character for your life, like the woman that you're looking for to support your goals and dreams?
Well, in my understanding of relationships, support should be mutual.
Okay.
So if she has her own dreams and I have my own, we're supporting each other.
Okay. Nice. I like that. Okay.
She should have been a lawyer. The questions she asked are leading questions. She's trying to create the type of man that she wants to be with. It's almost like she's trying to mentor these men. She did say she likes to take the lead. She does have an independent spirit and motivation about herself, which is not necessarily all bad. But like I said, she's not going to tell you her whole story. So you got to really pay attention to this type of person to find out what they mean, because at the end of it, actions speak louder than words.
All right, your name, age, and the answer to your question.
My name is Keyshawn. They call me Key. I'm 26. Honestly, I'm looking for someone that's ambitious, someone that can match my ambition. I'm very, very ambitious. So
Okay.
I just need you to match that with me. And then also you have to be kind. And that's not just to me. That's to like anybody. It can be someone on the street. If I see you disrespect them, it's going to make me uncomfortable. I'm not going to really ride
Yeah,
with that.
so not the Kanye type of vibe. You want
Yeah,
someone
yeah,
that's
no,
okay. I
definitely,
like
yeah,
that.
definitely. I'm big on respect, yes.
I love that. Okay, nice. Me too.
All right, we'll be back for you.
Yeah, we'll be back.
All right, your name, age, and the answer to your question.
Hi, I'm Styles. I'm 33. And what am I looking for in a woman? Someone that is willing to grow beyond just, what they're comfortable with, but, into some new realms, because where I am now is not where I plan on stopping. And I
Okay.
need that person to come with me and be like, yeah,
Okay.
I'm meeting you here, but we elevated.
Okay. All right, I'm a little iffy on that, but okay.
Why are we iffy?
I'm just a little iffy because, potential is something that I used to date before, and I'm very big on making sure that they're, of course you want to build, but a lot of the times I was dating men that were in that potential stage, and they couldn't seem to get out of it. So that's my only thing. But
She is so stuck in her own past. This woman has not healed from anything. I think, okay, so one of the comments was that why don't I call women out when they start acting manly? Because this is not manly. Like, men do not have the right to overstep their boundaries and their opinions, to speak the way that she's speaking. So even though you see a lot of men who do this, like I said, it doesn't make it right. But she is actually acting out of her position as an independent woman. She is catering to these crazy ideas of her past and how they're reflecting to what's happening right now. Let your past go. Heal. She's not healed. Everything reminds her of the past. This woman is not living in the present or the future. She's still stuck at yesterday.
I'm not going to.
That's right, man.
I didn't want to judge him, but that was my only thing. Yeah.
Why we end up popping?
The honest reason is because I don't want somebody that's scared of my potential.
Yeah.
That's right.
I want somebody that's going to meet me here and they see what I can do and they're excited for that with me. And if they're not ready for that, then they're honest with themselves.
I understand. I respect it.
Cool. Thank you. All right, your name, age, and what do you look for in a woman?
Yeah, my name is Henri. I'm 24. What I look for in a woman is emotionally mature and passionate. Just like whatever, like her main ambition is. Like she shows that passion as much as I show the passion for like.
This woman is not
just
emotionally
also
mature.
gratitude. Yeah, so,
I do have a question because you're like 4 years younger than me.
Yeah.
Have you dated women outside of like that bracket? Like, have you talked to someone older?
I have, yeah.
And has been a good thing for you, easy thing for you dating older women?
You
I'm
know,
like older, but you know, I'm 4 years older. You're like a
Yeah.
baby to me. You're younger than my little
You
brother.
know, I get that a lot, but it's just one of those things where, you know, age is just a number when you know when you, especially when you're around my age or whatever. But yeah, I mean, it was cool, whatever. It was cool. It's just, you know,
They
I
gonna
feel
keep
like older
popping.
women could be a bit controlling because it just feel like I'm older, so I know better, you know. But other than that, you know what I'm saying? It was definitely an adventure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Now, have you dated younger?
No, I typically do not date younger. My youngest brother is like 25, so anything younger than that, I get a little weary.
Pop.
I get a little scared.
Pop.
So I do like older men, but I'm open. You know,
She's
if
not a
he's
catch.
mature enough, and I think that's something that I could do.
She is
If you
not a
don't have no kids,
catch.
so you know, that's
Absolutely.
okay.
She's opinionated where she doesn't need to be. Sometimes you just need to listen to what other people say. You don't have to respond to everything. She's like, squirrel, squirrel, squirrel. She's like being like sucked in like she's the president of the United States or something. Like, you know, every little thing that's said, there has to be some kind of response. It doesn't. Relax. Chill.
All right, let's go over here.
They're going to keep
your name,
popping.
age,
She ain't
and
going
what
home
you
with
look for in a
nobody.
woman.
I'm Isaac. I'm 28. I'm looking for a godly woman, a woman that loves going to the gym, a woman that's self-aware, knows how to hold herself accountable, someone who's committed to becoming the best version of themselves. So.
I like that. No notes.
All right.
She ain't see a thing about
Okay,
God in this
so-
whole show.
Let me go ahead and have you eliminate one of the guys
Okay.
based off of what you've heard, and then we're going to go over to some of those pop balloons.
Okay. I gotta pick.
Yes. Go ahead.
I'm
Cool.
sorry.
Made you walk all the way back here.
Only because of the age. I'm so sorry.
Which
my
is so
love.
silly.
Okay, so it's because of the age.
Just because of the age. Apart
Okay.
from that, I probably would have given him a chance, but I'm at a stage now where I do need someone around my age.
Okay,
Yeah.
got
So,
it.
See, that's a silly statement to me. She's been talking to this guy all along, and then she says it's the age. So, like he said, age is a number. I have a different take on that. Age is not just a number, age is a license. It's permission. It allows you to go forward, go backwards, go left, go right. You can do things with age. So, to insult him and say he's just a baby, I mean, really? So, should a 32-year-old man call you a baby or his baby? This woman, this is what I call delusional. And people in the comments don't like when I say delusional. She's delusional because she's looking at the probability of something that just simply does not exist.
So let's backtrack over here.
Let's backtrack.
We can have your name, age, and why you ended up popping your balloon.
My name Rico. I'm 24, and it's kind of like the age thing. Just listen to how you talk. Like, I take lead.
Okay.
I'm big on wordplay. Like, as a woman, I feel like if you know your role and trust your man leadership, you wouldn't worry about taking no lead.
That's
So
a powerful
it's an
statement.
older woman thing, so I kind of understand.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah,
You
everything
seem-
is different for everybody. So I understand that. That's a little bit intimidating for men, you know, having a strong personality. But
It's not intimidating.
plan on dying.
It's not
with that back.
intimidating. It's just
Oh,
it's
okay.
all about knowing your role as a man. I know my role as a man. I'm not intimidated by no woman, but she just got to know her role. If you the woman, you the woman.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can respect it.
Thank you.
She knows she get in an argument that she can't win with him. She's like, okay, let me get out there. Let me get out there.
All right, let's go over here. So why did we end up popping our balloon?
My name's Keyshawn. They call me Key. I'm 26. I popped my balloon because I was thinking really hard about it. You said potential. And for me, you know, I got it out the mud. And it was a point where I didn't, you know, have no potential if you saw it on paper. So
Yeah.
for me, it's like if you would have met me a few years ago and we was a little bit younger, that mean you wouldn't mess with me. So that's why
I probably wouldn't. I'm sorry.
Nah,
you
I
have
know
great teeth, by the way. I'm going to
you so much.
compliment
Thank
you
you
on
so
that.
much.
But
I appreciate that.
yeah, I think potential is a very tricky thing. Some people don't get out of that. So it's hard to give someone a chance because you could believe in them, but if they don't believe in themselves, you're stuck with years and years trying to build it.
See, listen. I'm going to make this clear. I am reacting to the things that people say and do, their body language, their choice of words, and their interactions. She is judging. She is using a standard or experiences from her past as a standard to say why she can't move forward today. That's judging. The standard she's using is her own. So you can't do that. I mean, what she's saying some crazy stuff. I hope she gets a copy of this and is able to watch herself speak. Maybe she'll grow up from it. But this woman is clearly not a catch. No way is she a catch. And I hope every man pops his balloon because she's not ready. She needs to go back home and continue to redevelop herself and really to watch this video and see the mistakes that she made.
To that person. So I'm kind of past that potential stage. I'm
No,
looking
definitely.
for someone more just established.
Yeah, and I
But
understand
respect
that.
it.
I understand that. But for me, it was just like let's say if I'm talking to somebody and I just feel like they could be better, I always want to better people and inspire them to be better. And what if I'm having a bad day? What if I'm having a bad week? And it depends on how you're going to fall back behind me. And that's what I was thinking about too. So potential is definitely something to pay attention to, and I understand your side with you can't just sit there being with somebody and I'm gonna be a rapper in 10 years. Just trust me, I got a couple more albums out.
Yeah, I'm from Atlanta, so that's the theme.
Exactly. But at the same time, I feel like if you're with someone that you really trust and you can communicate with, you should be able to communicate with them and tell them like, hey, like it's not really working out. Like fall back behind them and be able to push them forward rather than just being like, hey, you ain't got no potential. I'm out.
I understand. Yeah, I respect it.
All right. Why did we end up popping our balloon?
Mine essentially similar to them. You said like the potential thing, but what stands out to me is like, especially running a business full time. I'm humble and grateful. It's doing pretty well, but I know that at any given moment everything can go to crap. So if I'm with a woman who's like, oh, I'm with you because you've realized your potential. What if everything goes to crap? Are you going to be able to build me back up? Are you going to be able to pull me up saying, you got this. Look what y'all you did. So that's kind of what I think about.
I am not a ride or die. So, you know what I'm saying? I know that's what a lot of men want, And
See, she just doesn't know how to be open and honest. But she did say what was in her heart. That's not what a lot of men want. A ride or die, you just don't say things like that. I'm sure these guys are going to respond to that. Let me just let them talk.
that's not to say that if I'm with someone and they fall on hard times that I'm not a ride or die. No. Yeah. So it's not to the point like if I'm with someone and they're falling on hard times, I'm going to leave them. But at the same time, that if you're a man, there has to be ambition there. And I've just met too many men that have not. They need to be able to be self-sufficient and self-starters. I'm self-sufficient. I'm a self-starter. So that's what I look for. But I respect it. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, this comment is from my boy Cool Cola, who puts comments, very amazing comments, in my comment section on these videos. Okay, so she's exhibiting what many men would call masculine traits. So I don't see it that way. Yeah, she's trying to act like she's in control, like she's running stuff because she's trying to take the lead. But the way she's taking the lead, even like cutting these guys off when they talk and talk about, I'm not a ride or die, men got to do this, blah, 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 whatever. That's not manly either. That's not how men should be responding back to a woman. So for a woman to act like this, it's not manly. It's just stupid. She's just simply put being stupid, if that makes sense. I'm sure these guys aren't finished talking about that. I haven't seen this far in the video yet.
You have nice teeth too.
Thank you.
I love his glasses.
Why
I
did
guess
we end
I'm
up
just
popping
like
our
that.
balloon?
I forgot. Is your name Erica?
Alexis.
See,
Do I look like an Erica?
You do.
Oh, okay.
I can't be that interested because I forgot your name. So.
Oh, okay.
When she was walking, I was like, that's Erica. But it's Alexis.
It's Alexis.
I apologize. Yeah, that's why I can't remember her name, so I can't be that interested.
Oh, okay, so you said you're not interested in what
Yeah,
you've been hearing?
If I remember her name, though, that's not. So.
I understand.
I thought I heard Erica,
the
but
feeling
you
is
said,
mutual. I really don't date men with jewelry on their teeth. That's
okay.
usually something that we do, but I get it.
See how she claps back? That is just so rude. Trying to be strong and defensive, that's not in the context of what she's doing. That is not manly, but she's trying to act like she thinks men are supposed to act. That's what she's trying to act like. And it's just not cool. It's just not cool. That was just rude.
I understand, you know,
Absolutely.
your preference.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay. If we can have your name and age and why you ended up popping.
My name is Preston. I'm 29. I ended up popping the balloon because ride or die doesn't mean if you don't have bad times, you don't have potential. Ride or die means that if it go to hit the fan, you got me. You're going to ride until the wheels fall off, because marriage is about a covenant where we're together no matter what.
Exactly.
So, like, saying that you're not a ride or die, that means you just go on. If I don't have it, you go to the next person that got it. So
This is an example as to why women need to let men take the lead and be the head so that she can be readjusted in her thinking, because she's crazy trying to be strong-winded and act manly. This is going to be an interesting response from her, I'm sure.
Well, that's a shame. I was really interested in you, and it's a shame that you think that, you know. Again, personally, of course, we're not at marriage level yet. That's completely something different. I don't plan on leaving anybody just because they're falling on hard times. But again, as a woman, I have to secure myself and my future. So it is important that the person that I'm with is able to self-start and be self-sufficient. And I'm looking for leadership qualities. So that's why.
What's ride or die to you? What's ride or die?
Ride or die always has a negative connotation to me. I feel like it's some Bonnie and Clyde thing, and I feel like, you know, I want to be able to be in a position where if my man is doing something wrong, I could be like, yo, this is self-destructive, and he can listen to that and respect me for it. So that's why I personally connect ride or die to a negative connotation. So people say, you're ride or die? Absolutely not.
But can you say that's the incorrect ideology of that?
I don't think so, because everyone's perspective is different. So just how you think ride or die doesn't mean what it means. I think it means something different.
I agree.
But it's like societal though. It's like, what do most people think ride or die means? It's like, look, hard times, good times, bad times, worst times, whatever times, we together. That's ride or die. You can't come in 50 years after the expression's been developed and all of a sudden you want to decide you're going to change the rules to the game. That is absolutely absurd. She is absurd. Like I said, she's not a catch. This woman needs some more development, some personal development. She need a mentor. I would say she need a hug. She don't need a hug. She need a book.
So it's a shame. I thought we would match, but you know, it's okay.
I agree.
Understand.
We live in a world of generalities. So I mean, the majority of rules. Ride or die means no matter what happens, I got your back.
Well, yeah,
that's what it means.
Perspective, and I respect it, but.
Oh, she said that's a man's perspective. You mean there are women? Okay, listen, women. Do you think the way that she thinks, is that your definition of ride or die? Put it in the comments. I've never heard ride or die described that way, that she needs her man to be ambitious and self-starting, and that, you know, he's not going to fall on hard times. Come on. Everybody should have learned through the pandemic, all those millions and millions of jobs that were lost around the world, all those tens of millions of jobs that were lost in the United States during the pandemic. People had professional jobs. I mean, how do you describe that? Are they weak men? I don't think so. Circumstances, unforeseen occurrences. These are realities that happen. And she's sitting there saying, as a woman, I need to protect myself. You know what? You need to be alone.
I'm a woman, and we think of it something differently. So
security, mostly, right? More security purpose.
It's just more so like this man's going to do whatever, and I'm going to stand by his side, and that's not how I operate my life. I want to be able to have my partner respect, you know, what I feel is going on.
Realistic.
So we're at a situation where I feel like he's taken out of control. He can
delusional,
listen to me, and then we don't have to go down that path. So, but ride or die to me means like you could do whatever, cheat, and I'm gonna just stick beside you because you're my man.
That's different.
That's crazy.
That's different. That's way different, right?
Whole different discussion.
Perspective.
I would say,
yeah.
Based off of what you're saying, I feel like you have the potential to be a ride or die, but you don't want to do it for the wrong person. So that's what you're afraid of. You're not afraid of ride or die. You're afraid of ride or die for the wrong man.
I'll take
that's
that.
Valid. That's valid.
I'll take that, I guess. You know.
He took the word right in my mouth.
I want to hear what he has to say, because he was on.
That's what I often say. Like, he literally took the words out of my mouth. I think
she don't know herself enough to really know if that makes sense. She's holding on to some crazy narratives. Y'all, you're not going to win her over or help her to understand. Let her go. Let her go. Let's end this show.
Okay.
You might be putting the ideology of it together different, because obviously somebody cheat, that's different.
Okay.
But ride or die is more of like, if like you lose your legs, baby, I got your back. Like, you feel me? Like,
How many men stay with women that lose their legs?
I mean, if my wife did
Oh
that,
my
I don't
goodness.
care what happens to her.
It sounds good.
I'm being real.
It sounds good.
I'm from
In
Alabama, man. I'm
theory,
from the
in
country.
theory, it sounds good. You know what I'm saying?
Alabama. They
But that's
want
what I
me
said. I felt like we would have been a good match, but you popped, so I had to, I gotta respect it. It's okay. I want to hear from
You
you,
don't want
though.
her.
All right, bet. I might get another question later on.
All right,
We got one more
go over
balloon.
here.
Oh my gosh.
She wanted to hear from you. It sounded
Yes, your
like.
perspective.
On that whole like topic,
Yeah, what you were.
I
Sorry to
respect it because at the end of the day, like you was blunt with your words. You said from my perspective, this is what I
Yes, I'm
think
very
it
direct.
means. And at the end of the day, I can't change that. You got the reason why you feel
Right.
like that based off your past relationships.
That's
or
why you
whatever the
move
case
on
may
and let
be.
her go.
So I just pray God helpfully put somebody in your life that meets those standards. Ain't nothing wrong with having those because we live in a tough world now. Like you don't know what you bargain with, but they all come within.
Yes.
You just got to pay more attention to
I
yourself.
appreciate that, and I wish the same for you too. So
God
thank you for
bless.
seeing it from
Always,
my lens.
always.
Let's go on over here. We did get a pop balloon.
we
Why did
were
we end up
matching.
popping?
We are. For me, it was the ride or die comment.
Okay.
What makes you think that a man isn't gonna listen to you in a ride or die situation?
I don't know. I think it's based off of past experiences. Of course, I don't.
That's what I'm saying. This woman is not healed based off of past experiences. You got to like be able to know the difference between what's right, what's wrong, move on. This happened to you, didn't make it right, let it go. Somebody else comes along. They may not have the perspective. They may not hurt you this way that you've been hurt. You've got to heal. She is not healed. Oh my goodness. This woman needs to lay on somebody's couch and let them ask her a bunch of questions, put a pillow under her head, make her comfortable. Ah, psychiatrist. Yes, she needs one because she's crazy.
Want to project that onto a new prospect, but it's something that I do keep in the back of my mind, when I am dating and meeting people.
Let it
So buzzwords
go.
like ride or die, other buzzwords of submissive, some people use it out of context, and it's not under the covenant of God, you know what I'm saying? So people are asking for
She said something
submissive
about
women,
God.
but you're not a leader. What am I submitting to? We're not both submitting under God. So for me, ride or die does have that negative connotation, and I'm not looking to be in a whirlwind thing. Healthy love is boring. Healthy love is safe. You know what I'm saying? And I don't.
I'm going to pause. I'm going to look at something because that's crazy. She talked about Bonnie and Clyde. What is the origin of ride or die? So I'm going to my go-to app. What is the origin? What is the origin of ride or die expression? All right, so what is the origin of ride or die? The expression ride or die originated as biker slang in the 1950s among motorcycle enthusiasts and biker gangs. It meant that riding was so central to their identity and sense of freedom that if they couldn't ride, they would rather die. This phrase captured the intense loyalty and commitment bikers felt toward their lifestyle. Now, over time, the meaning of ride or die evolved. In the 1990s and early 2000s, the term was popularized and spread into mainstream culture through hip-hop music, inspired in part by the mythological loyalty of famous outlaw couples like Bonnie and Clyde. In this context, ride or die came to describe a person, often romantic partner or close friend, who would stand by someone through any circumstances, no matter how difficult or dangerous, demonstrating unwavering loyalty and support. Today, ride or die is widely used to refer to someone who is extremely loyal and willing to face any challenge with another person, whether as a friend, a partner, or family member. The phrase has thus shifted from its literal biker roots to symbolize the ultimate form of loyalty and solidarity in relationships. I rest my case. Back to our show.
I don't want to feel like, oh my God, what is he going to do today? You know what I'm saying? I'm looking for that security, that safety net, that blanket, and ride or
But you're not willing to give that security. You're not willing to be that blanket. You're not willing to show that loyalty or that commitment. You're definitely not ride or die. You're just selfish.
die doesn't give me that, personally.
I respect that. You're beautiful, though.
Thank you. I thought we had a little matching situation going on, but I wish you the best.
Me too.
Thank you.
Okay. Let's get back
All
over
balloons are popped.
here.
Please say it.
So, does look like that is all of our balloons popped.
Yes, it was a pleasure.
Yeah. Well, guys, let's go ahead and give it up for her. Gonna take this. Thank you.
Unbelievable. These are the survivors.
Okay.
That was crazy. Listen, relationships can be complicated if you make them that way. She's a handful. She challenged just about every guy, not everyone, but just about every guy. Questioned, she entertained these thoughts. It was just like very laboring that she was asking questions about what they wanted. I mean, this is important, but you know what? This is a simple show. Boy meets girl, girls likes boy, boy likes girl. They go out on a date, maybe get married, have some kids. That's the plan of the show. She's like, girl meets boy, girl wants to lead boy. Boy's like, where we going? Girl's like, shut up, wait till we get there. This is crazy stuff. Whew. Okay, I could go on and on and on, but you all know, you get the point. Listen, the guy mentioned it. Everybody has a role. Everybody has a role. And just because you don't like your role, look, the definition of wife came along a long time, or came around a long time before any of us were born. The definition of a husband came around a long time before any of us was born. But see, now people want to redefine the meaning of marriage and what each person does. You can't have it both ways. You can't even have it three ways. It works one way. There's a man, there's a woman. The woman has her responsibilities and the men have theirs. Now, in that unit, the two of them can decide what it is that they want to do, as long as the man is the head and the woman is in subjection to the man. So that doesn't mean a woman can't go out and have a job and be gainfully employed. That doesn't mean that unless her husband tells her not to. See, that's what women run into problems. But I didn't make any of this up. Okay. Thank you for watching our show. This is Marvin Kane, and my reactions as an older man to Pop the Balloon or Find Love. Definitely help our channel grow by hitting the subscribe button, and don't forget to like and share this video with a friend, a family member, or even a stranger. And as always, remember this: